Morning, guys. So, yeah, I've gone straight in now. No face for sort of hidden thingy. Because, yeah, I think my settings are all good. That, yeah, I don't need to do the usual sort of checks to make sure things are working because, well, I think they are working. As mentioned, I'm here with my cup of coffee to keep me going and get me started on, obviously, the rest of this build. And I think today's going to be the most exciting part so far because I'm going to be building the framework that goes on top of this. So, yes, I should get quite a bit done in the next 3 hours. Well, that's my plan anyway. So, yeah, good morning, good evening, good night to you all. I'll read out who's here in a minute. I've literally just done a school run, got back, done my settings, got everything ready, cup of coffee, and sitting down. So, give me a couple of seconds and we'll have a little look, see who's here. It's still a bit hot, obviously. Right, just need to get rid of a few little pop-ups. Because obviously I've got more things on my screen. Normally I have a lot of things on my screen, but I've got even more on my screen now. So I've got some images of obviously how this is meant to look when it's done. I went to print them out last night. Unfortunately my printers ran out of ink and it wouldn't print. So rather than me having a picture of them, I've got to have them on my screen. Which then obviously means I've got more things on my screen. Blocking bits and pieces. So, alright, let's have a quick look. I did have a quick look at some of the comments when I sat down. Just to see who is here. So Lazarus is here. Andre is here. Aisha, I saw your comment. I told you to fail the test, not pass it. Hopefully you'll be okay. Keep taking all the tablets they give you and yeah, rest, rest, rest. Still, it gives you more time, I guess, to watch me, if nothing else. But yeah, I wish you a speedy recovery on that one. Rice Hard is here. Alan, yeah. Yeah, good old usuals, which is nice. And good old Steve lurking. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Right, so I'm not gonna do the usual kind of recap of what I've done. Only because I think by now you should have watched some of my previous videos to see how I got to this stage, basically. So all I did last night. So basically, with this build, I'm pretty much only doing it on live streams. Just because I want to try and get into this pattern of just doing 3 hours a day. Because say some days I sit and I mess about and I play and I build and I do things the whole day. When I have got some other work I need to get done. So yeah, so by doing this 3 hours in the morning, it means I can then do the 3 hours, go and do some real work. Or work that pays me. And then if I've got time late on in the evening, I can get back on and do a bit more. So all I did last night, as you can see, I've got a little jar here. And I put the jar there just because I knew the front would sag. But obviously I wanted it to sag a bit because obviously the front of this ship, well, it does sag. So yeah, obviously the front, so it sort of comes up, bit of a nice curve, which obviously I need to do underneath, and then it kind of like dips down a little bit. So having this sag kind of works in my favour, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. But obviously I can move that away, and it stays there now, which is nice. So it's got a nice shape. The only other thing I did last night was just to put in a couple of little braces. Only because this board was starting to like bend in. And obviously if I'd left it overnight, it would have bent in quite a lot. So I put a couple of braces on both sides just to keep that out. That's all I did off camera. So everything else is as it was finished with you guys. So obviously today I'm going to finish off. So this is where we're running out of room. I am going to finish off obviously the back panel and the back sliding up bit. Get them done first, and then I can crack on and do all the framework that's going to go on here. So again, I'm going to stream to about 12. I'm hoping I should really be able to get all that framework done. There's no reason why I can't, unless I chat a stupid amount. So yeah, so I made the panels for this. Well, yeah, I started making them last night on the end of the stream, didn't I? So did 4 panels, just obviously so I've got enough to come up, go across, and a couple of like triangular bits in there. So yeah, made 4 panels up. So these were done last night. So these are, I mean, they're a little bit soft. So because these are quite thick, like I always say, I always give that 8 hours time for things to turn into goo or go back to being plastic. Because these are quite thick, obviously it will take longer. I mean, that 8 hours is for when I make my normal sprue panels, which are like about 1 to 2 millimeters thick. Obviously this is like 4 mil, maybe even 5 mil in places. So it is going to take longer than the 8 hours. I mean, I did these well, yesterday afternoon, wasn't it? Yesterday afternoon. So they've had nearly 12 hours nearly, I guess. But yeah, oh no, 24 hours even, sorry. So yes, I reckon these are going to take a couple of days. But that's fine, because one good thing is, it means these are still nice and flat, and they've not had time to curl and warp, which they generally do after about 3 days. My sexy bald head is keeping you going. Oh bless, you must be in a bad way. I think you're hallucinating now. Lazarus, morning, what about eating? No breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. It's weird because obviously I'm quite a big guy, but I don't like breakfast. I don't eat as soon as I get up. I say I'm definitely more of a grazer, which is why generally I don't like eating till about midday, because once I kind of start, I don't really stop. So yeah, I don't normally eat till about midday. Or obviously if I get up at midday, then I wouldn't eat till 4 or whatever. Oh, this bit's still a bit soft. That's fine. So that's the reason why, again, I like doing these with the framework, because even though the sprue in the middle might still be a bit soft, you can still use these, because obviously it's the outer edge that you glue to other bits. So yes, these are usable, even though that is very soft, and I could put my finger right through that really easy, because I say the outside is dry. It's got a nice skin to it, but obviously where in some areas it's quite thick. I mean, it's definitely about 6-7 mil thick there, which is why that bit's still soft and other bits have gone hard. But it's all good. It's all usable, so it'll cut easy. And I say most of the time, it is the outer edges that I'm like gluing to other bits, basically. So yeah. Morning description. Hope you're well. Let's move off to a good start shopping. I did go shopping yesterday. Well, I say it's because I picked my boy up and he came and stayed tonight, so I had to really go shopping because there was nothing in for him, bless him. So yeah, I dragged him around the shops. Although when I go shopping, I'm like a ninja. I get in, I get out. Obviously I pay, but yeah, get in, get out. So yeah, I know what I want. I go straight to what I want and I get out. Because I can't stand shopping. Hence the reason why I love Amazon. Because obviously I can shop from the comfort of sitting right here. I can shop right now with you guys watching. But I won't, obviously. So yeah, so again, so it's a pain. I feel like I'm moving more and more to where my screens are, and soon I'm going to be off my cutting mat. Right, let's just move a few bits around, because I am sort of moving more. So let's move me, the webcams obviously got off centre, so we'll, up and down, left a bit, right a bit, fire. There we go. I'm going to have a bit more of my coffee, just because hopefully it'll start cooling down. Cheers, Alan, for popping on. Don't work too hard. Always off to work, you. Seem to work too much. Space Gecko, good morning. Good morning to you too. How close am I to the original plans? I would say millimetres out, if anything. Well, I say that so long as this drawing that I'm basically taking all my references from is accurate. Obviously, I've got lots of photos of the item finished, but obviously they're all like 3D angles or like different angles. Whereas obviously I wanted the top view, side view. I really would have liked an underneath view. I've got a couple of pictures that kind of show bits of the underneath. But yeah, so I basically this is going to be the same length and height, width, whatever as the original. It's whether or not all of these bits are done to a proper scale, because this is what I'm working off. So this is the exact size mine's going to be, basically. So yes, I would have thought, I mean, the chances of me actually putting this beside a real one, or the Forge World one, are remote, to say the least. But yeah, regards to the size that I've got, it's going to be sort of almost bang on, just a few millimetres out here and there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see when I finish this, how much this weighs compared to obviously the other one. Anyway, let's get some bits stuck on because I really want to start doing this, the boxing, the paneling, and all the framework, just because then that's going to start to take some good shape. And I say I'll get rid of all this rough looking stuff because obviously I'm going to do all the framework, and then I'm going to roll out some nice thin sprues or sprue panels to sort of clad the whole thing in. So it's going to look good. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm liking the fact that I've got to this stage now because this is when it's going to start to actually take shape, as opposed to obviously initially just like making loads of these, which is obviously quite dull and boring, especially to watch. I mean, it's quite dull and boring for me to do. It's got to be more dull and boring just to sit and watch. Obviously, you get to hear me just chatting about nothing when I'm doing it, but I don't know how exciting that is. Right. Oh, these are all the same size, so yeah, it doesn't matter which ones I use or where. Get me black pen. Let's use my little tape measure. Alright, give me some room, man. I want more room. So this is the only problem about having a small little work area. Obviously, there's lots of YouTubers that I follow that obviously hobby making and all that kind of stuff. And they have like studios, like a big work area, big tables to work on. They get to stand up, move around and do stuff. Whereas literally I've got this. And basically the cutting mat, is it 800 by 600. So 80 by 60 centimeters is my work area. So yeah, it's a bit difficult sometimes. I mean, that's kind of why I think I called this channel Miniature Hobbyist, because it was a case of me sitting at a desk making stuff. So it was going to be like miniature. Obviously, this is a miniature. It just happens to be a Mahusive miniature. But yeah, I would love to have like a shed or a garage or something where I could have like a big table in the middle, units all the way around the outside, and just basically have room to move around and do everything, as opposed to everything being on top of itself. D Keenan 2, hello. EJ95, hello. Yeah, hello. Again, guys, any questions, if they're directed at me, if you can put at Miniature Hobbyist in your comment, all one word, no gaps in between Miniature Hobbyist or at. So at Miniature Hobbyist in your comment, highlights it on orange in my screen, and lets me know that it's directed at me. Because as much as I look up at the chat, sometimes I might miss what you're asking. And so it's not being me being rude, it's just me not seeing your chat, and then it goes off the top of the screen. So say just a few of these little panels to cut up and glue in place, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. Ah, these, have I done this wrong? Oh no, it's just higher. Oh no, because I glued it and I cut it, didn't I? So I say, why is this taller? But yeah, ignore me. Right, this may be better. Oh, back upside, I think. Oops, upside your head. There we go. Or is it? I don't know. Oh, no, sides. Oh, ignore what I'm doing. I'm trying to make things easier for myself. I'm not sure if it is or not. Right, it's not that one. It's that one. Can I cut? Are they capital letters? Yeah. Yeah, capital M, capital H. Oh, is there a gap in when you do miniature hobbyist? I thought you just type it all as one. Oh, do you know, if you put at miniature, doesn't it sort of pop up and then you can just click on it? I'm not all too sure, to be honest. Obviously, I don't sort of write to myself. Yeah. Morning, Alan. Morning, Damon, if I haven't said it already. Yeah, that's fine. And as I say, we'll cut a little triangle to go in there and brace it. And I'm going to do the good old cheating. Just put it up to it, marking it, and then cut it. Say, sometimes I like to measure twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And sometimes I like to just wing it. Let's just see, is that, can we like that one? Yeah, perfect. Sometimes winging it works. Cool, just chop a little bit off. Yeah, there's definitely not enough room on my desk. So that's why it'd be nice once this bit's done, because then I can just keep it on my desk and then work on top of it rather than having to keep moving it around and trying to work obviously to the sides or underneath. Why am I getting confused? Get there in the end. There's my glue. Yes, I hope we're all well on this, was it Tuesday today? Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday? I lose track of days. Well, I know it's raining. No, is it Wednesday? What day is it, guys? I'm lost. Yeah, Tuesday. God, yeah, every day's a day to me. I don't have weekends or weekdays. So yeah, Tuesday, and it's cold. Well, no, it's not cold. It's really weird. It's raining outside, but it's really warm. And I mean like warm, and it's quite windy. But warm wind, ooh-ah. But yeah, wet. So basically, I've been using Sprue Goo recently with a textured roller. Awesome. To make cloaks and loincloths. Nice. Yeah, say Sprue Goo is great. Yeah, it works really well with rollers. I am working on something at the moment which might come out this week. I'm not too sure. And I'm doing kind of like necromanda floor tiles, but using Sprue Goo and using I always forget how to say it. It's that blue stuff that you heat up in water. Oyugamuru? No, I don't know. But yeah, seeing how well I can make an impression using that blue stuff, and then using Sprue Goo to cast tiles with. So I'm doing that at the moment, but whether or not that video comes out this week, I'm not sure. Might do. It's hard to say. Because obviously a lot of my time's obviously going on this, so I'm not really getting a lot of time to do other things at the moment. Oh yeah, I never looked at the old the glue. What's it called? The rapid stuff activator. I was going to look for that yesterday and get some of that. I forgot, because this glue is a pain sometimes when it does take a good 10 seconds to dry. Yeah, some of what I do may be off camera, just because I can't get it on the desk. That's quite funny. Here I am working on something and you guys can't see what I'm holding. That sounds rude as well, doesn't it? It's like a lot of things you can say are quite like innuendos, aren't they? Which is called blue stuff. So it is blue stuff, but it's got a name, isn't it? It's the Japanese one. And it's like Oyugamuru. Something like that. Yeah. I will have a look for the name. I've done a few videos using it. It's not too bad actually. Oh, I haven't got it here, but yeah. So I 3D printed off a floor panel. Then made the cast or the mold, sorry, with the blue stuff, and then yeah, casted some floor tiles, which I'm currently doing, just to see how they look. And say if it all works out well and I get it done in time, then that video will be out sometime this week, maybe Friday, I think, probably. Just so I can't see it getting done any quicker than that. Right. Oh, hit the mic. Oh, hit my camera. Or phone even. Everything's getting hit. But I say, once I get this bit done, then I shouldn't have to sort of, do anything to the underneath for a while. Until I come to obviously go over and fill in any gaps and make it all smooth. Then I'll obviously have to do the underneath. But yeah, get these bits done and then we can just concentrate just on the top. TSS Designs, I admire your ambition. This will weigh a ton. It's going to have quite a bit of weight. Yeah. Mainly because obviously it's quite heavy now, but obviously it's obviously hollow in that inside. But because it's got the framework and then some more panels, and then I'm going to put some Sprue Goo over any areas that need obviously finishing, smoothing. It's going to be relatively thick. Mainly because obviously I want it to be strong, sturdy, and smooth. But yeah, I definitely need to look today on Amazon for the old glue activator. Just so I can do that, give it a couple of squirts, and I can let go. I do like this glue. Some things it does stick instantly. Well, fingers is definitely one of them. But then sometimes it can take a while to stick things together. So today's not too bad because it's quite warm outside. So it's quite warm in here, so I've got the windows open. Whereas normally it's freezing in here, and it takes even longer to dry. So it shouldn't be too bad. Aisha, hang on. I'll get closer to my TV and have a good look. What are you having a look at? Have I missed something? don't forget, I miss things what you say, or if you have a conversation with me and then leave it for say 5 minutes, I will have forgotten what our conversation was. I've got a memory like a sieve, and obviously if I'm chatting to several people, it's even worse. It's like that game. I went to the shops and I brought, and then you say what you brought, and then the next person says your item, their item. I can remember like 4 items, well, 3 items, maybe 4. Then I forget. It's like the pub. Go to the pub, order a round, unless everyone's ordering the same drink. If you give me 3 different drinks, I can remember. Give me a 4th drink, and I lose one of the previous drinks. It's like 3's a good number. Anything above 3, I just forget. I might actually put another brace behind that one, because this was a cut off bit, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that fits down there nicely. So again, I do like making things that are super strong. So I like DIY. I like making things in like real life, general sort of making things. But I do like making them so they are built to last, basically. Man, I've lost my lid. Oh, there it is. Right, foot on the floor. And there we go. Oh, me holding something off screen. Oh, okay. Well, all you got to do is move your screen that little bit, and then you'll be able to see what I was doing. But no one ever thinks about that. So you watching me on a big TV? That's nuts. I probably look bad enough on a phone, let alone anything bigger. But watching me on a TV, just be able to see right up my nose. Right. Look at that. It's almost like I measured it, but oops, I didn't. Hold that for an hour and that should be alright. Yeah, the acetone dissolves glue. My head looks nice and shiny. Well, it is, because I have to make sure that the light isn't too near. Because if I put the light even nearer, obviously my head just sort of whites out. So I don't even polish either. I just get up and go. It's just, yeah. It's just good to go. Right, well I may as well finish this side off by attaching this, and I will film that when I put this on here, because I have to keep remembering to film. Guys, if you see me go for like an hour and I've not filmed anything, let me know, because yeah, the whole point is I'm filming this so that you can watch this from start to finish in under 40 hours, basically, because that's kind of the time I'm thinking we're going to spend building this. Because I'm sure the Orc Stomper, I'm sure that was somewhere between 30 and 40 hours of sort of build time. Then obviously if you wanted to add on all the time waiting in between for things to dry and dissolve and all that, obviously a whole lot more. Ah, he's just a little bit taken off, which is a shame. And just on the inside of that. Inside, oh, I'll cut halfway through that one. I've just thought to myself, don't worry. Oh. Andre's also at the DIY. Whenever someone asks me to do something, I always say, do it yourself. He's here all week. Just under 8. Am I going to be at home on Friday? See, I daren't answer this. Because am I going to get a knock on my door from a stranger? Let me just check, but I'm sure I am. Because say I'm live streaming every day this week, and if I'm doing that, it basically means I'm not going out in the mornings. I am. Yeah. Yes, I can't see why I'm not here on Friday morning. Obviously, you don't say what time Friday. Who are you sending round? Is it a pizza delivery? It's the only problem with coffee. I always find with coffee, because I don't drink much. I normally have a cup in the morning. Well, not every morning. And I might have a cup in the afternoon, evening if I'm getting hungry. I normally have a cup of coffee. But I always find there's like a sweet spot with coffee. Obviously, when you first make it, it's just too hot. But I like it to be hotter than mild. So it's getting that time where it's not too hot that it's going to burn your throat. But as soon as it gets to a heat that's like, oh, I could almost drink it down in one. It's like, I start to not like it. So I've only started drinking coffee in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. But yeah, I never drink a whole cup either. It's like, 'cause I start drinking it, it's nice. And then as soon as it starts to get that little bit sort of cooler, it's like, ooh, it's rank. From Amazon. Yeah, but the good thing is, say, because I live in a block of flats, even when I'm out, it's quite nice. I go out, I don't go out much, but if I go out to the shops or do whatever, when Amazon deliver, they ring all the other bells as well. So someone normally lets them in, and then they just leave it at my door. So it's quite nice. Like yesterday I came back, and there were some bits and pieces outside my door. So yeah, but say Friday I'm in, I'm in. Yeah. Amazon delivery driver, awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Aisha. I'm in. So it's kind of rare that I go out, other than weddings, school pickups, and Tesco's are pretty much the only thing I kind of do. So it's kind of funny when the lockdown came in. Not a lot really changed in my life. Although last year it was meant to, because I was meant to start getting out and about and doing stuff. Because like last year was like my year that I came single. So my plan was to obviously like go out, join a lot of sort of groups. As in like just getting out and doing like some evening classes and bits and pieces. Because I think someone, who was it mentioned it? Life drawing, because I like drawing. So I can do some like evening classes doing drawing or pottery or basically anything that's kind of like visual and use your hands. Just to get out and say meet people. But obviously that didn't quite happen last year. But yeah, so the old lockdown, it didn't really seem to affect my normal sort of day-to-day life, other than the fact that last year I wanted to go out and join groups. But hey-ho. Right, that's almost fitting like a glove on a foot. I think I need to shave a bit more off. Because it's not quite flush. Doesn't seem too bad there. I'll take a little bit off though. Oh yeah, I need to feel myself just gluing this bit on basically. Right. So get this done, the other side done, and then the fun bit starts. Building the frame. Oh man, that's gone a bit wibbly wobbly. With a new camera. Ah, you're a love. Thank you so much. So let me know your address and I can send you a postcard. A postcard? A Christmas card. Yes, I'm sure everyone will thank you, and I let everyone know that they can see what's going on a whole lot better thanks to your generosity. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Right, so clean and tidy as we go. Yeah, I had a good old Hoover yesterday, which was nice because generally when I'm sitting here, obviously I don't wear shoes or socks. Well, I never wear shoes or socks really, but I can always feel all the bits and pieces that are on the floor, like just small little bits. So I had a good old Hoover yesterday, and so the carpet feels nice now. So it doesn't matter where I put my feet, I'm not going to be stepping on bits of sprue. Because there's just bits of sprue everywhere. We were talking like little bits, well, nibbly knobbly bits basically. You'll email me. Cool. Does the sprue goo fuse well to the sprue frames? It does. Raymond, sprue goo is awesome. Basically, use it as a glue, as a filler, as a glue. But obviously, when I say use it as a glue, you use it as a glue in an area you haven't got to hold it, and you can just leave it overnight. So that's why initially, obviously, these bits are going to get glued on. Any little gaps are going to get filled with sprue goo, because it does. Obviously, it bonds everything together because it's still got the acetone in it. When you put it on top of this, it will kind of like dissolve it a little bit, not much, but a little bit. So that's why the contact's really good. The bond's obviously awesome, and once it dries and the acetone's completely gone, it's gone back to being solid plastic. So the box that I've made, it's now. I mean, this box. When did I make this box? About 4 days ago, 5 days ago. So yeah, this box is back to being plastic. So it's solid, hard. So all the framework has stayed in place. Because obviously, when I was saying the other day, guys, about these. When you first do the panels, obviously they stay nice and flat and normal. After a few days, they do this because obviously the acetone's still evaporating. The goo's obviously contracting. As it contracts, it pulls everything around it. So they end up going like that. Even though I put loads of these under some real heavy books for like a couple of days, so they stay flat. But then as soon as they hit the air again, they start warping. But when you get them and you glue them all together, they have no way of warping, which is pretty cool. So yes, even though they start warping, don't worry, because obviously these, I mean, you can like try and manipulate them. Sometimes they creak and crack and might snap, but there's still a bit of give, so you can sort of get it as flat as you can, glue it, and then it will stay like that and it won't warp. But yeah, when we get the camera, we will get everyone to clap and thank and praise Aisha for her very kind generosity in buying me a webcam. Because at the moment, guys, you're watching me on this over here, which is a phone. It's a new phone, but it doesn't seem to... Well, I think it generally works about an hour. I think the first hour it seems to be okay, but after the hour, the screen will start going light and dark, light and dark. No idea why, because I've got it plugged into the mains, so it's got power. It just doesn't seem to like being on for too long. And the other thing is, when you put things up to it, yeah, it never focuses. But you can see it's starting to go light and dark. So having a better camera, basically it's going to make a better viewing experience for you guys, to be honest. And it's going to be easier for me rather than having to plug that in, connect wires all over the place. Having another webcam, yeah, it'll make it easier for me and better for you. And all thanks to Aisha's kind generosity. You got a better one than I wanted. It's for streaming on YouTube as a feature. Oh, okay. Oh, bless you. So the one that I've got there, so that one's 3 years old. The one that you're looking at my face on is about 3 years old. Maybe even longer, actually. But yeah, that's been good. But yeah, no, whatever you get. Whatever you... Yeah, thank you so much. Andre's got to go. No worries, buddy. You have a good day. Hope it's, well, nice. Right, so we're going to glue this on, and we are going to film this because I feel like I've not filmed anything. Which is probably because I haven't. Right, let's get them out of the... Oh no, they can just stay there, doesn't matter. Right, let's get an angle that sort of shows what it is. That'll do for that, but I'm going to come back in and hold this because it needs holding. If in doubt, chuck more glue on it, that's what I always say. I don't really, but... Oh, I need to clean my fingernails. My fingernails are getting dirty. Well, I generally cut them because I like to keep them short. Alright. Oh wow. It's been 40 minutes and I've only done one side. I need to crack on really and get the other side done so we can get to the good bit. Alright, so I might do this next bit and try not to talk too much. Just because obviously I want to get this done so we can get to the fun bit. But I do like how well these cut. Yeah, it's nice. Right, we are nearly there. nearly there. Right. Description, no background music today. Yeah, the background music's on. Is it that quiet? Can you not hear it? Yeah, background music there. There's no wishy-washy machine going there today. Cybermat, would a guillotine chopper be a good investment for cutting the boards? Yeah, but again, it comes down to space. I haven't got any. I say, as it is, this, what you can see is my work area. That's all I've got. I've got a little bit to the right of me, very small amount, and that's where I've got some storage behind me. Directly to the right of me is where I've also got my keyboard and my screens. But yeah, I say I don't have the luxury of having a garage, a shed, or a spare room, or any of that kind of thing to sort of set up in. Which basically means I'm quite limited to what I can get and use. It's like a lot of my videos when I'm doing like casting and making things like that, people say, oh, it'd be a lot easier if you got a vacuum chamber. It's like, well, yeah, it would be. But two reasons I haven't got one. One, the money, and two, if I did have a vacuum chamber, I'd have nowhere to put it. It would literally be sitting in the middle of my floor in my living room. So yeah, there's loads of stuff I want. That's what I was saying earlier. When I watch obviously a lot of YouTubers and they've got a studio or a garage or a spare room and they've got like a big table in the middle and they've got storage units on the outside and they can actually stand up and walk around. I'm literally, whenever I make anything, obviously I'm streaming now. When I'm not streaming, this is how I make things. I sit here at my desk and I make things at my desk. I don't have anywhere else to make things. And say my kitchen, I've got a small kitchen. I mean, literally, you can see the kitchen behind me. It's about 5 foot square. I've only got about 3 or 4 cupboards in my kitchen. Only one of the cupboards actually has food in. The other 3 cupboards, 3 cupboards have a whole variety of, well, stuff that I use for this hobby. So yeah, when I say I've got no room, I've literally got no room. But yeah, now I would love to have a bigger place and obviously have the money to be able to buy all the bits and pieces that make this hobby a lot easier. But as I haven't, I just muddle on with what I've got basically. Which is good enough. I can make stuff. That's the main thing. I can make stuff. I can video myself making stuff. I can do streams with you guys. That's kind of all I need, really. I mean, it's the usual thing. Everyone wants more than what they have, but I'm always very happy with what I've got. So, yeah, I'm pleased that I can just do what I'm doing. As I just do that like that. Cool. And again, good old, no measuring. Let's just eyeball it, mark up, and cut. I do generally measure twice, cut once, but sometimes there's no need. Have I missed any? Oh, TCS Designs, CA Activator is good, but can compromise bond strength. Okay. Allow CA enough time to flow into the joints. I do need to have a little look. I mean, with this kind of build, it's purely, I want it to sort of glue instantly in place, but then it's going to get more stuff on top of it, which would help with the whole bonding, keeping it together. So all these bits I'm gluing now, all these like end sort of gaps where bits meet, these are all going to eventually have sprue glue put in, which is obviously, like I was saying earlier, it's a great thing for filling in gaps, but it's also used as like a great kind of glue because it really does melt the two bits together, joins a nice strong bond, and then obviously turns back into plastic, which is, well, as strong as plastic, I guess. So, yeah. It's just something that I can spray or use, so I haven't got to hold the item for, let's say, 10-15 seconds, which isn't obviously long, but 10-15 seconds feels like an eternity, or more so when I've got you guys watching. Because when I've got you guys watching, obviously I want to try and make this fun and interesting to watch. And obviously, me holding two pieces together that are gluing isn't really entertaining value, really, is it? It wouldn't make for great TV, and I'm sure Netflix wouldn't take this up, watching a guy hold two bits together that are gluing. But then again, you never know. Some people might want to watch me holding bits together and gluing. we go. Right, let's just cut that little bit. Again, that's no reason why I like using this stuff. You can just get your blade and cut bits where you need to. So if I wanted to make a hole in here, I could just put it in, use it like a jigsaw, and cut bits out. So yeah, I like using the sprues, but sometimes it's fun using other stuff. But I say YouTube, for some reason, it seems to like when I put sprue in the title and when I talk about sprues in the actual video. So as much as I keep trying to get away from sprues, I keep getting dragged back. Which say, at the end of the day, I don't mind because I'm making something, and that's all I want to do. I want to make things. Right, last little panel to put on here, and then we can start making some frameworks. Real exciting stuff. I'm kind of bigging it up, putting more than it actually is. I'm making a framework. Woo! See how that goes, and then that should be it. Tony Pepperoni, have a good stream, guys. Have to go and work out. Cool, have a good workout. Get a sweat on. Damon, Netflix has a show about metalworking. I'm sure they'd take your madman builds. Yeah, I think they'd have to obviously cut out all the bits where I'm just basically holding bits together to glue. Right, why can't I see the marks I just made? Oh, I was looking the wrong way around. That bit? Yeah, that bit. Is that higher? What's that one? That's 10.7, and you are, oh, you're in 11. We need to chop some of that off. Off with its head. Cyber Matt, you don't choose the sprue life. The sprue life chooses you. I think it is. Yeah, I say somehow YouTube sees me as, well, I think like you guys, YouTube sees me as the sprue guy. Or was it no, sprue engineer? That's the word. Who came up with that word? I can't remember the guy's name. Again, remember like a sieve. Someone came up with the term sprue engineer. Maybe I need to just change my channel name and be done with it and just be called the sprue engineer. And yeah, everything on this channel is going to be made of sprues. If I want to make something else, I've got to do a different channel. I usually don't hear the music at all. Just miniature hobbyists talking. That's bizarre, because I'm sure it's the same sound or level as last time, but I can turn it up if you guys want to have the music a bit louder to drown me out. Right, how many thumbs up do we have? 30 thumbs up, 42 people watching, guys. What's that about? Oh, Mr. Thumbs Down Man got notified again, nice and early. Yeah, guys, we can give it a thumbs up. I say it doesn't sort of cost you anything. It doesn't really mean a whole lot to you. But to me and the channel and good old YouTube and its analytics, the thumbs up do kind of count. Basically, thumbs up, obviously you guys watching, and comments. But obviously you can only put comments on this once I finish, and then it gets turned into a video. But by then, no one ever comes back and puts comments on. But yeah, say thumbs up on watching and sharing. If you can share this, guys, if you've got any like social media or Facebook groups or obviously anywhere that'd be interested in this, don't share it with your Nan's Knitting Club because they might not have a clue what's going on. But yeah, if you can share it anywhere, guys, that'd be much appreciated. What was I doing? I was turning the music up, that was it. Chilled beats, 12 hours. Well, I can't make it too loud because then I'll get a headache. I'm fragile. Right, there we go. Let's turn it up a bit. Hopefully you can hear that a bit better. I thought I had it on the same volume as before, but maybe not. Right. Was it? Oh, I was going to trim a bit of this off because it was just just that bit high. Right, hopefully I can trim it without cutting my fingers, because I need to hold it there. So yeah, when I say about cutting this, obviously I'm trying to cut the sprue now, which when it's lying down, nice and easy. When it's up, not so easy. Still got my fingers. Alright, let's use my clippers and just cut it that way, I think. Because I can see myself losing the tip of a finger. It'll probably be my nose picking finger. Right. A little bit more. Mick Dunn, UK. Hello there and good morning to you, Mick Dunn in the UK. Well, I'm guessing you're in the UK. That's going to be too hard work because it's not laying flat. I can't really get the pressure on it. Let's just take the whole of that top bit off, I think. I say any little gaps, good old sprue goo filler will be done later. Oh, my hairs are sticking to the other side where it's glued. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of cheating in this area, and I'm going to use the good old UV resin. I say sometimes when I'm building stuff, if something's not sticking or there's a gap in between something I want to stick, a little bit of this UV light, job done. So this is all going to get covered anyway, but I just want this to stay sort of flat. And at the moment, I say it keeps sinking down a little bit, so we can get a nice dollop in between that gap. Give it a bit of the old UV. Obviously, don't shine these in your bedroom. You might be a bit upset by what you see. And there we go. Sunny in Swindon. It's not sunny here by any means, but it's warm. I say, it was really warm outside. It's ridiculous. Well, it's a bit of a pain, because obviously it was warm, but wet. So I had to put a coat on. Alright, that can go there, that can go there. That's all good. Let's get back round here. Oh, is that one going to be too high as well? Right, what's the height here? About 10.7. Oh, you're just over. You're alright. You're perfect. Right. A little bit more trim, a little bit more off the top, sir. Bosh. Right, that should be fine, and I say, any moment now we will get onto the good stuff that I keep promising about. Well, I don't get too excited. Right. Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get, which is fine. Don't need to film this side, because I filmed the other side. There's no point filming both. Right, I'll just hold that for another 2 hours. It should dry. Warm and wet. Say no more. Yeah. Tony Clifton, holy moly, what is he building? A real house. Well, what I would really like to build is a shed. If I could build a big shed, then I could have somewhere to go and work and have more room. Although where I'd build the big shed, I'm not too sure. Damon, sounds like your ideal weather. Roman Shaman, when I was recommending your first video, the fact that you had an ingenious way to recycle made you click. Awesome, that's good to hear. Well, again, I think that's probably why YouTube perhaps advertises or prefers me to make Sprue videos, well, for one, if you ever look at my top sort of 10 videos, I think 8 out of the top 10 are Sprue videos. So again, I think because YouTube obviously wants people to watch their videos. So I think that's why YouTube likes to promote any video I do regarding Sprues, because it knows more people are going to watch that than other stuff. So yeah, that's obviously why YouTube does seem to like me doing a Sprue video. It knows people are going to sit there and watch it, which is obviously means you're still on YouTube, which is what YouTube is all about, and you're going to get bombarded by adverts. I'll send it. I'm going to do my UV resin trick in a minute as well, just because I don't want to be holding this for the next hour. Hi from Russia. I can't pronounce your name because obviously on my screen it comes up in obviously Russian letters and I don't even know how they are pronounced. But hello from Russia, and hello from the UK back to Russia. Steve, brilliant joke about the UV in the bedroom. Yeah. Yeah, I'd hate to think if my mum and dad had a UV light when I was a kid. Right. Right, so yeah, I want to sort of bring that in a little bit. So let's dab of glue there, a bit of glue there. Yeah, guys, if you want to help the channel out, obviously there's quite a lot of ways of doing it. But there's a good way of doing it for this project. In the link below, it says things I need. Basically, if you click on that, it takes you to Amazon. And yeah, basically it's a list of things I need. And one of the things I need a lot of for this job is going to be glue. And anyone who buys me anything, basically if you click on the link, obviously you have to pay for it, obviously. But it also gets sent to me. But if anyone does buy me anything, they will be included in the credits for this video. Just because, I think so far I spent about 40 quid on acetone. I haven't obviously used it all, but I spent 40 quid on acetone. I'm going to go through a few bottles of glue as well, I would have thought. So yeah, if anyone wants to help out, and say if you want to buy me something, you will be included in a shout out in the video. Obviously just by watching is helping me out, so I appreciate everyone watching. And sharing, liking, subscribing. Right, if that holds, I can let go. Perfect, cool. Yeah. Right, let's have a drink. How are we doing for time? 10 o'clock, cool. So 2 hours to get as much framework done as is humanly possible. Yeah, guys, what I'm saying, yeah, I always feel cheeky about asking, but I know some people want to help out. Again, just by being there, sharing, liking, watching is help enough. Yeah, because I'm pretty poor as well at the moment, but I know there are some people with lots of money. I don't know they watch me, but if they did, if they wanted to buy me something, then great. I love 2.5 Men. What's that? Kirill Sorokin. Oh, that's what that sort of pronounces. Again, that's a bit of a difficult name. Kirill Sorokin. Cool. Aisha, I know you're. Yeah. 8 years for me. So what you're doing, clearing the bedroom and all that, 8 years. And obviously about 5 or 6 of those I was married. But anyway, let's not digress too much. So there we go. So yeah, this is obviously this is taking shape. Obviously I've got to do the curved bits in there. It's going to be like a slope from here coming up around and then down a little bit. But again, that'll be another episode. And yeah, basically like around here. If I can get it in view. Big old gap. Again, gaps like that will be filled, sanded, and all the rest of it at another time. So today, I really want to start getting the framework for the centre on. I'm just going to have a quick tidy up on my desk, get rid of these little bits of loose pieces, and then we can have some fun building some framework. If I get all the framework done, which I kind of doubt, I'm not sure, then I need to make the sprue panels. Because again, I need to make the sprue panels today, so they're ready tomorrow to put on this thing. Alright. So obviously all these bits I'm cutting off as well. Got quite a lot of these kind of things. So say that's why you can see the outside's about 4mm in thickness, but the inside is definitely more like 5, 6, maybe even 7. But say it just makes for these as a really good strong paneling. Or if you can like build some just general sort of scatter terrain for your wargaming, you could make them like this and obviously like glue them together, make sort of buildings, platforms, walkways. The possibilities are endless. So yeah. Right, so my thinking was obviously transferring obviously this to this. I might actually roughly draw out on my piece. So roughly draw on here this, but then when I come to actually put the paneling, not the paneling, but the framework on here, then sort of measure distances. But initially just sort of get a rough outline on here, so I know roughly where I'm kind of going and what I'm doing really. Tony doesn't know what I'm building. Tony, how do you not know what I'm building? Well, to be fair, 2 weeks ago I didn't know about this, but this is what I'm building. So I haven't got a picture of what it looks like sort of built because my printer ran out of ink last night. But this is what I'm building. It's a TauManta. So obviously top view, sort of side view. It's a huge big ship to scale, as in like 28mm scale. But this is like a troop carrier and vehicle carrier. So in the top section there's like 40 troops, and underneath there's, I think there's at least 4 big vehicles. That's obviously the one you can get from Forge World, but the one obviously I'm making is purely the exterior. I'm not having any bits that are removable to have troops in. It's just going to be the outer sort of shell of the body. But that's what I'm building. But yeah, if you go and look up TauManta, obviously you'll be able to see some lovely shots of it and how it looks. And look for the shot with the guy holding it, because that obviously puts into perspective how big this is. But I think you can kind of gauge how big this is. But obviously it's got the wings that go on either side, and the wings go out about another foot. But that's why I'm building the centre bit first, and then I'm going to build the wings, well, separately, and then attach them. Because literally I'm going to have to move all my arty station stuff off my desk, because this just won't fit on my desk any other way. So let's, yeah, I was going to have a go sort of drawing what this looks like on this, just so I can get a rough idea of where I need to start building. Right, I need to try and get it somewhere where I can see what I'm doing. Plus, I want to film at the same time. How are we doing thumbs up and people watching? Are we that level? We are. Oh, we still got more people watching than thumbs up. Guys, if you can, give the video a thumbs up. As I say, it helps the channel out. It doesn't cost you anything. It's obviously you just push a button. But yeah, it does help YouTube recognise that people like, or not say they don't necessarily like the video, but they're interacting with the video. I think it helps prove that you're real and not a bot. Not that I know how to get bots to watch what I'm doing. The only problem I've got now is my light isn't actually on what I'm doing, so excuse the light as it flashes in front of you. Right, so we'll start with this. Do like a kind of a reveal. Get the marker pen. Although I'm going to have problems doing this because there's just no room, man. But it looks like it kind of looks a bit rude. I'll say that, it does look a bit rude, doesn't it? Well, quite impressive, especially as that's hanging down. So this is only a rough guide. Obviously I will be doing proper measurements when I come to put things on. It's just to help me gauge where things need to go. So about there is that. So this rather long, impressive tool goes all the way up to about there. Oh, I must admit, I've just seen it on my screen and it looks really rude. But hey ho, I'm sure when I come to edit it I can make some sort of innuendo about that. Yeah. Yeah, because another thing I wanted to do as well was draw like a centre line through this. Again, because this thing is pretty symmetrical. And obviously as it is symmetrical, I kind of want to keep it symmetrical. Aisha is fighting with her hair. I know what you're going through. I do that every morning. Trying to find it. Right, so what's that? 44. 44. 22, give or take. Let's do another one back here. Like that. 22. Get me ruler. What's that? Staryu tattoo. Really think you should make a Sprue Fire Warrior? Okay, I don't know what a Sprue Fire Warrior is. I would probably have to go and have a little look. Basically, just how I had a look at this, because say someone mentioned me making a TauManta, didn't know what it was, went and had a look, saw that obviously it's a big spaceship, thought, oh, that looks nice. We'll have a go at building that. And then say it was later on that I saw a photo of someone holding one. And I was like, ooh, that's a whopper. 18 mixed for 9. Right, there we go. So with the centre line and my rough sort of drawings, which say, oh, it looks even ruder now, doesn't it? It's like he's, yeah, he's quite an impressive chap, this thing. Damon, you could poke guide holes through the paper and scratch onto the model. Yeah, well, what I'm going to say, that was just a rough sort of thing. I am going to obviously like just measure in and all the rest. Because I'm going to use this when I cut my sprues. I'm obviously going to make them the length of whatever bits are on here. So it's just a rough sort of thing. And again, just for the video, yeah, just makes it quick and easy for the video when I come to obviously edit the video and a little bit of voicing over. Right. Steve, I'm getting a phone call off the warehouse soon. I can get you super glue. Is there anything else you need? Just think. You shout it out and write it down. Oh, well, cheers, Steve. Yeah, say I've seen some people use glue and then they've got like a little spray bottle and they spray it. Is that the activator? Because if that is an activator, then that would be really handy. Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes when you're gluing something and you've got to try and hold it, it's fiddly, sticky, and well, you end up gluing your fingers to it. So if I could just like glue something and give it a couple of squirts with whatever it is to make it instantly harden, obviously that's pretty awesome. Tao bragging about the size of the manta. Well, it is. I mean, I may or may not keep that in the video just because it does look really rude. Or if I do keep it in, then I would make a point of saying, this looks really rude. Please excuse what you're seeing on the screen. Because it's, yeah, I would say it's nuts. But it's obviously more than nuts. It's the whole fruit and veg. Steve, don't forget the video. Yeah, you're right. When I start getting some sprues out and cutting them up, I am going to video that little bit. But cheers, buddy. Because I'm going to use this as a guide when I get the sprues out on what length I need. So the only dilemma obviously I have got is this is obviously great as an aerial view, but the actual only view that I've got from the side doesn't really give me a whole lot of indication of much. So I'm going to be kind of eyeballing some of this. That's why I've got some pictures on my screen of how it looks. So from the screen I'm going to gauge, obviously if this is this long, then the height is like say a quarter of the length or whatever. So that's how I'm going to gauge the height. So again, that's where some of this isn't going to be 100% as the Forge World one is, but that's fine because obviously this isn't Forge World one. This is the Sprue one. Right, that might be another little nickname we sort of bring into this because someone mentioned it the other day and I kind of liked it, a Sprue because I can be the first ever Sprue. Damon Yaz, that one, big cockpit. Yeah, they do. It is. Sometimes you can be as innocent as anything and it's just an innuendo without even thinking about it. It's just an innuendo. And I say the fact of how I've drawn this with two big bit and it has. It's written itself. It really has. But I say even more so when you get the picture and obviously you like put it up like that and then it's like, well, hey, or if I put it up the other way, then woohoo! But I won't. Right. Anyway, we're getting carried away here, guys. And the Manta measures 630. Yep, that's what I've got. 630 by 860. I've got that. And it weighs 28 pounds. Wow. Okie dokie. So, yes, in regards to the size you just mentioned, that's what this whole scale drawing is. It's just some of the bits on here I can't see exactly what the size is, so I'm gonna have to like guesstimate from this. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much this weighs though, because I think if anything this one might weigh less. Even though this is going to weigh quite a bit, I think it'll weigh less because there's more empty spaces. Whereas I know I've seen some of the bits of the other one, and some of the bits that have been like cast look quite thick, but we'll see. But by the time this all gets coated in more goo, it may well increase. Right, I'm just going to lean under and grab a handful of sprues, put them out, drop them, and there we go. So yeah, so for the framework, don't need that one. This is obviously what I'm going to be using, and literally it's going to be a case of gluing it on here, then gluing some like uprights, then gluing more long bits, and basically just building the whole framework up. So then in tomorrow's live stream, I can then put the sprue panels over it. But I'll be doing the old-fashioned sprue panels, which are the nice thin ones. Just because these bits don't need to have the thick panels, because well, they don't need to have the thick panels basically. Everything else has got the thick panels just because I wanted this to be strong, secure, and you can pick it up. Whereas say the top bit, yeah, it's fine with the old style panels. So right, let's get these off of here because that's going to be a pain having them on there. Have them down here. Right, this is that old case of where do I start? Kind of thinking at the front, really, obviously, and then work my way back. Right, so let's get some pictures on my screen because they've disappeared. Oh, Damien Ayers, thank you so much for the donation. Legendary work. Cheers, buddy. Well, it's certainly going to be a one-off. Yeah, I can't see there being a Sprue built one of these out there. Well, there's not many Sprue built things out there other than what I think I've done. So, yeah, no, cheers for the donation, buddy. The Battle of the Hair has been won and now platted and tied up. Yes. You're not you being tied up. See, I was just conjuring an image then. Well, I don't obviously know what you look like, but I'd imagine it's someone tied up. Right. So, again, I would have shown you these pictures that I've got lots of photos from the internet to do with the TauManta, by the way, in case anyone asks. And I was going to print some out to make it obviously easier for me to see and for you to be able to see. But say my printer ran out of ink, so I've got the pictures on my screen. Again, this is just going to help me in sort of like the height of the bits and pieces and what's on top of the other. Because again, looking at the aerial view is all well and good, but it gives you no obviously indication or idea of sort of size, scale, height, and the rest. So I'm just looking at the picture, and I think I am going to start obviously at the front because that kind of makes sense. Yes, that's a good thing about these sprues as well, because they are obviously bendy, which is why I wouldn't use these for the frame of the whole thing. This front bit that does curve, obviously these are going to curve nicely with it, which is pretty awesome. So the first thing I really want to do is get the dimensions of this thing, because obviously that's going to be the end of my well, the phallic symbol here. And I think I did kind of get it roughly where it was, so if that goes there. I know I could poke holes in the paper, but I'd rather not, because obviously I want to keep it nice and neat. So if I do that and then just try and move this out of the way without moving my hand. Oh, that was close, it's a bit nearer. Saying that, I don't know why I did that. Not a tape measure, I might as well just measure the thing. Sometimes brain not working. 24. And oh, look at that, 24. Oh, 24 is the original one I had, not the new one. So this one is the end of the phallic symbol. So basically, I'm going to work on that bit first, just because then from there, because basically I want to work from the front, start working my way back, because it's the back that seems to have more bits that are like built up on top of each other. And then yeah, underneath here is where, oh, it's the guns, I think, by the looks of it. The guns sort of stick out. There's a guy that's building a 4-foot tall Orc Titan out of sprues. Wow. You got a link to his page? Because obviously I'd like to go and have a nose. But yeah, no, it's good that people are making things out of sprues and using them. Because obviously, well, I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of sprues. So it's worth messing about and making stuff with them. Right. Let's do a couple more measurements. In fact, I should have really, rather than just drawing this rough, I should have taken measurements and drawn it neat first time, to be honest. But hey ho, sometimes we do things the incorrect way. Right, so from there inwards, we're looking at about 4.2, and the other side 4.2. So 4.2 is there. 4.2. I've got one line right, and then because this is like 2 layers. There's like a 1 layer and then a higher layer. So if we do the outer one first, that is 2.5 from the front, which is pretty much what I did, which is cool. So it comes down, that comes round. Right, so this dude's getting an enlargement already. Right, so that was that one. Next one is 6.5. Oh, that was a 7 on that side, was that? Just over 6.5, I guess. That line was bang on, which is cool. So it's just this side. A little bit short, and there we go. So that's the first bit I'm going to build, which is the naughty bit. I say all these guns I'm going to build separately. I'm going to make one gun, cast it, make a mold of it, and then make casts out of that, just so then all the guns look the same size and height and all the rest. Manorega, hey, sorry I missed our coffee. Yeah, I had my coffee. Well, I had half the coffee because I don't like it when it starts to go cold. Yeah, the build's going well. I finished off those back bits, and now I'm just about to do the framing up bit, which is going to be cool because I'm hoping this bit's going to go quite quick-ish, and then yeah, you'll be able to just obviously see more of all the framework basically. All right, let's make that. What naughty bit? God, it has been a long time since you've seen naughty bits then. Can you not see that in this? I would have thought everything you look at might turn naughty. I know when I look at stuff, everything looks naughty. Filming, that's it. There was something I was thinking I was doing, and I didn't do it. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to have to order some more glue. Aisha, I missed something. Does it not look naughty on your screen? What I've just drawn? Because it looks really naughty when I'm looking at the screen. So I'll send you 4 different types of drones, so you know the type and size of them. Sorry, Steve, have I missed? Did I miss drone? What drone? Sorry, apologies if I've missed something or I'm. Yes, Aisha, exactly. The cockpit. Right, so show the camera, obviously, what we're doing, and the fact that they're nice and bendy, and it's obviously going to go like that. Or it will with a bit of glue. Well, I might actually start using cement glue on some of this, just because obviously it'll help dissolve it into itself. And we just do that. And we don't need to see me, well, I don't need to film me holding this for 5 minutes. Aisha, it's an impressive size. It is, yes. This is one happy chappy, I guess. Tony's just looked up the size of the thing I'm building. It is, yeah. So I thought it'd be big, but I thought it would be big that it would fit on my desk. Big, not it's gonna not fit on my desk in one go bit. Because I kind of imagined, well, the size I've made this now, that being like the wing to wing, and then obviously coming out a bit. Well, yeah, basically this sort of size, but the whole thing. As opposed to this just being the centre bit, and then you got the wings either side, which are say going to add on they're going to add on at least say it's just under a foot each wing. So yeah, so it's definitely going to be about 3 foot, 3 and a bit foot wide. Well, is it 600? No, 860. So whatever 860 is in feet, I'm not sure. I can't be bothered to work it out. But that's how big it is. The Manta has 16 drones all round. Oh, yeah, the guns. You've got the drones. Yeah, You like to watch me blush. Cool. I aim to please, Aisha. If I can make your day in any little bit better, then I've done a good job, and I'm happy. I'll probably have to hold this bit longer than any other bit because this bit does curve. So I am hoping when I come to do the other bits, I can just glue and move on. So the only problem about though having the pictures up is that I can't see my Streamlabs, so I can't see what's going on. Right, there we go. That's better. Right, and there we go. We can let go. Right, let's get another long piece. And so we'll go to about the same place, and then we'll do the curve bit at the bottom. Mark Chin, first time must have joined the live stream. Hello from Malaysia. Oh, hello there. Your flirting is working. It is indeed. It's nice to flirt. Yeah. Hello, Mark. So presumably it's a good evening to you. I'm guessing Malaysia. Has it been a good day? Has it been lovely and sunny in Malaysia? I wonder. You are looking at the top side of the Manta. I'm just about to start building the framework for, well, all the bits and pieces that are going on the top. So yeah, this is the top. Jay, it's not that big on your screen, it's only an inch long. Yeah, it's all to do with perspective, isn't it, eh? Well, I think Aisha's watching this on a 60-inch TV, so this must be huge. Right. We'll get in there. Have I ever tried using the glue the Gundam people use? If you are referring to cement glue, which is this stuff, and cement glue, basically it kind of dissolves plastic into plastic, which is why obviously it's a good glue, because it obviously melts one into the other. Yeah, I like this stuff, but I mean, I kind of prefer this stuff to super glue sometimes, because obviously this one, when you go on your fingers won't stick to each other, so it's a plus in my book straight away. The only downside with this is obviously it takes longer. So the kind of thing that I'm doing here, because this bit of plastic is being bent, using this, I mean, this generally takes sort of minutes for it to really start to sort of work. So I mean, I'm moaning about having to hold something for like 10-15 seconds. With this, yeah, I don't know, no chance. But what I might do, I might actually use this when I start building the uprights. Then I will probably start using this, because again, this is really good, because obviously when you glue the two bits, you push that down and it melts it, so it's pushing it into it. So yeah, this does make for a stronger bond than the glue. The glue is just a quicker bond, which is why I generally I use this, and I sometimes use the UV stuff, UV resin. I use all three, depending on what I'm doing, how quick I need it to dry, and what the situation is basically. So yeah, it's worth having quite a few. But the problem is, these always bung up really easy, which is so annoying. So obviously I get the flame out, but the problem is, if you see my previous videos, or well, messed about with this, obviously I unclogged this, probably like most people, by putting a flame over it. Well, I did one where I did it, but I forgot to take this out, because I was on a live stream and I just rushed, and I just put a flame under this. Glue came out. When you squeeze it, you get like a little mini flamethrower, which is awesome, which I will be doing in a minute, so you'll see that. But the problem is, when this has got hot, it's now melted to the inside of this. So I can't now take the nozzle out and clean it separately, because it's glued in. So you will see a little flamethrower in a few minutes time. It's really cool. I love it. Problem is though, you do it too much and you're wasting the glue, because obviously it's the glue that's shooting out. But it's fun. It's fun in a very safe way, I think, because it's like a little mini baby flamethrower. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was just looking and say these bits actually go shorter than this because they come round. They kind of arch round like that. keep drawing things that look kind of rude. You can't help but see the willy, can you really? It's just like there. It's in your face. Obviously, if you're a bloke, that's not the kind of thing you want to see right in your face. Well, I don't know. Some blokes do, obviously. So. Yeah, I've tried using the jar with the brush, but I found it works really well. The only problem is, obviously, the brush is small, but this is better because obviously you can get into smaller spots. And the problem I had with the brush is eventually the brush broke off, so it was kind of no good. So yeah, I have tried. That's one thing I like about this hobby. You try new things, and obviously one of the new things you try is glue, because you need to glue stuff together. So I've tried a whole load of different types of glue, and that's why my favourite go-to ones are these ones. Obviously everyone's different, plus everyone uses different materials, so it's the material you use that kind of depends on what glue you use and find is best. But for what I do, these and say the UV resin works best for me, basically. Right, there's me thinking I'm going to get all this framework done really quick, but to be fair, it took a bit longer putting these side bits on than I kind of first thought, I guess. Right, anyway, let's get back to thinking of what I'm doing, because like anything, this framework, you need to get this bit right for everything else to go right. Otherwise you'll do this and then you'll have more work later on having to take frameworks off, changing the framework. So I do kind of need to concentrate on what I'm doing, really, just to make sure this is going to go well. So I'm going to keep looking at the reference photo, just because, again, like this part of this big sort of air intake, whatever you want to call it, it kind of starts around right here and then goes back. So I'm going to keep concentrating on this bit, and then we'll move to other bits. Well, I'm actually build part of this as well, because this obviously slots into this. So yeah, so it's worth doing this bit as well, which seems to be quite curved. But again, because this whole thing's like sloping up as well, that's why I say in my head I'm trying to get to grips with the different levels, different heights, that this is all sort of coming up and moving away out. Let me tape measure. So what I'm going to do is, the bit I'm thinking about is this bit here. I'm going to try and do this bit just so that I know where this bit obviously stops, the height, where it goes into it, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to try not to keep explaining what I'm doing, only because that then slows me down and I don't actually get around to doing it. So maybe I'll have a recap like once I've done loads of bits, basically. Let's bring that picture back over. It's about 7 and it goes back about 3. Again, obviously these, obviously I am measuring everything, but it's kind of like within millimeters of what it should be. Because I'm using a thick pen as well, obviously that kind of makes it a little less accurate, I guess. Right, so there, and it was about 7, so 3.5. There and there, so that's. Oh yeah, I've done that centre line, that's not banging the centre, why is that? Oh, so my centre line wasn't quite centre there then. 18, 9, oh, that should be there. 7, yeah, so that's quite off. Right. Yeah, don't forget, guys, any questions that are related to me, if you can put @miniature hobbyist in the comment, just so it highlights it on my screen orange, just because I'm not going to be looking at the screen as much now, because as I say, I thought I was going to get more of the framework done, because I am kind of limiting myself to like 3 hours a day doing this. And if I get time later on, then I will possibly do some more, but it's just because I have got a lot of weddings that I'm sort of like in the process of editing, and obviously I want to get them, well, I want to get them out to the couples basically. Yeah, should be not enough. Cool. Tony, comment to see this. You are a genius, and the voice is Honey. Really? See, it's really weird because obviously I'm glad you're pleased with this, but when I listen to myself, I think I sound weird. I think everyone sort of has an idea of what they sound for. In your head, I think you just sound differently to how you really sound. I'm trying to bend these, but they keep snapping. Yeah, so I think I sound, well, weird. Oh, it's only a 50-inch you're watching on Aisha. There's me saying 60-inch. 50-inch. Is it the spare TV you're watching it on then? Right. Keep manipulating it, bending it. You're a Scouser, your accent is weird. I must admit, I watched one of your videos, and yeah, I was taken back because I don't know why I don't know where I imagined you came from. But then yeah, because obviously the Scouser accent is very, very noticeable. Damon, figured I should share a few cool things I learned about the Sprue goo in my personal experiments with it, with the legend who inspired me to try it out. You got two 50-inch TVs. Same here. I've got, well, I think mine are 42. I've got them like side by side, just so when my boy comes around, we obviously play Xbox on that. Yeah, it is, Mark. Everyone who listens to their own voice thinks they sound weird. It's just obviously in your head, somehow you hear your voice just a certain way, but then when you hear it sort of when it's recorded, you're like, oh, is that how I sound? That's not how I sound in my head. So Damon 1, if you stretch the still wet goo out and tear it, it comes out as a cool large scale gore effect. Yes, that's, yeah, because basically what it does is, as soon as it gets in the air, the acetone starts evaporating. The outer layer gets like a thin layer of skin. So when you start stretching it, manipulating it, and just tugging it and moving it, it just goes all scaly looking, which is pretty cool. Mark, I don't sound manky. You're here for the voice. Yeah, below what he's building, I'm just there to listen to him. He can just rabbit on about anything, which I think sometimes I kind of do. That's not turned out too bad. Well, now I have a 100-inch because you're posh. Where are you from, Aisha? Because aren't you with Steve or near Steve? Do you know Steve? So I'm sure it's you, Steve, and someone else. You seem to like chat like you know each other. Are you? Where are you from, Aisha? Well, not necessarily from, but where are you now? Yep, Damon. Yeah, take it out. 20 minutes. Slightly stretch it. Flayed leather. So that's why I love this stuff, because it's like one side. Oh, let's move this out because I can't see what I'm holding here. Yeah, one side you can try and get smooth panels, and the other side you just get a lovely sort of, well, textured side. And like I say, I mean, this wasn't even moved about. If this was moved about even more, it would really look like sort of like elephant skin. It would be, well, or make a dinosaur out of this stuff. You are nowhere near the Scouse Mouse. You're in the country of Essex. Ah, okay. So I do quite a few weddings in Essex. Because I'm obviously a wedding photographer, but I do wedding videography as well. And there's a photographer I work with quite a bit who's in Essex. So yeah, I've done quite a few weddings over there this year. Yeah, it's a fair trek. It's about, well, depends what part of Essex, obviously. But you're about an hour and a half-ish from me. That's about all. Pretty sure there's nothing else I can say that I must have done already. Yeah, say that's Sprue goo is awesome. It really is good for all sorts. Yes, I think it's the nuts. Very near Hornchurch. I've heard of it, but I can't think of where it is. But the thing is, though, this is where my memory is shocking. There's a lot of venues I go to, and I'm never sure if I've been to a venue before until I get there, and then it's like, oh yeah, I remember this place. I did such and such's wedding here. Well, not that I remember their name. I can visualise them. It's like great for visualising things, but when it comes to actually remembering names, dates, and that kind of thing, shockingly bad. Right, let's type in Hornchurch and see exactly how far you are. Well, give or take, obviously. I've lost my keyboard underneath the mess that is now my desk. So I can't stand mess. Itchy nose. Yeah, there you go. An hour and 39-ish. See, if you weren't near it, Aisha, you could have popped round with McDonald's. The other side, Romford. Yeah. Ta-da! Bosh. Right. So basically I'm going to do the framework, obviously, on the floor, and then build it up with, obviously, well, uprights. It's in the name, I guess. Uprights. Am I going to keep this or sell it? I'm going to sell it or bin it. Basically, I have no room. I say I generally thought this was going to be smaller. Well, not that I thought it was going to be smaller. I just didn't realise it was going to be big. When I first looked at the pictures, obviously when there's nothing beside them, you can't gauge how big they are. All I knew was it was a lovely looking spaceship, and I wanted to have a go at building it. So I said I was going to build it, and then I looked at more pictures as reference pictures. That's when I saw the picture of the guy holding it, and it's like, oh, that's big. Which is then why obviously I said that I'm going to build this in 3 parts because I can't get it all on my desk. And now it is a case of once this is built, there is literally nowhere for me to keep this in my flat other than sitting on my desk. But sitting on my desk, but all my arty station stuff off my desk. And obviously if this is sitting on my desk, I can't then make other stuff. And say that there's nowhere for this to really go. It would take up too much room. So that's why when this is built, I'm going to stick it on eBay, see what happens on eBay. If nothing happens on eBay, I had thought about throwing it out the window just to see how far. I'm not high. I'm only on like the first floor, but just to see if it would like fly, glide, or anything, or if it would just goes nose down, and obviously then. Just, well, saying that, the way this is built, I don't know if bits would break off or not, because this is going to be one tough mother. But yeah, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right side. Someone did mention getting a bin or a big bucket full of acetone and putting this in there, because that could be quite cool. But that would take a whole lot of acetone, and obviously the idea is not to spend too much money. As it is, I spent 40. Yeah, I spent £40 so far on acetone. I've got some turning up today, so I've not used all that amount. I've used half of that amount, but so I've got some acetone up today. So far I've spent £40. I reckon I will need some more, maybe some more acetone. I'm not sure, and obviously the glue. So I want to try and keep the costs down on this. So yeah, to dissolve this in a big jar of a big bin of acetone is obviously going to cost a lot of money. So I won't be doing that, even though it'd be quite a cool thing to do. I can't just bin it. Yeah. It all depends. Say if it sells on eBay, but say my biggest thing with eBay, I don't really use it at all, and obviously to get this to send to someone is going to cost a fortune. So obviously once this is built and the video comes out of it, I might put on there, if anyone wants to buy it, let me know in the comments or email me. But the chances are you would want to come and pick this up in person, so you'd want to be local. Or obviously if they've got to work out the shipping. So anyway, that's a long way off. That's like weeks off. So we'll see. We'll see. Tony, it can't be true. I could fly if I wanted to, like a bird in the sky. If you believe you can fly, well, all I've got to do is stick a little orc on here, and yeah, it'll just glide out the window. He's just going to come and stand outside my window, waving at McDonald's takeaway. That'd be nice. Yeah, you can do a bit of serenading when you're out there, Aisha. I don't know what your singing's like, but it's probably better than mine. Right. Well, wasn't there a YouTube that was talking about doing some sort of meet-up? Or was that just me thinking, having a dream? I'm sure there's a YouTuber said they were going to do some sort of meet-up. I just know that you get these like Comic-Con fairs and things. Something like that. But a meet-up somewhere for, obviously, people who make stuff on YouTube. And obviously everyone who watches people make stuff on YouTube. But so that might have been a dream, I'm not sure. But if something like that ever happened, that'd be quite cool. Like go and like hire out a hall or something and just have a meet up, everyone go there, take what they make, and yeah, well there you go. Guys, think about doing that. Someone hire a hall and see who can turn up. Right, anyway, I'm really not getting much of this done. I've got just over an hour left and I've just done a bit of a willy. Right, let's have a go at bending another bit for the end of the willy. Could orc it up, yeah. Well, say the idea is to not orc it up and to make it as smooth as butter. Famous eBay does have an option for shipping price by side. Oh, okay, that's cool. So honestly, I've not sold anything on eBay, so I haven't got a clue what you do. But yeah, I would want it. Basically, I'd want it as simple as possible for me. As in, I just put it on there. I haven't even got to go and look up. So there's a bit of a sprue all the way up there. Shut off. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to look up and get involved in any of the shipping or any of that. I would want whoever bought it. Someone turns up, takes it as it is. Because obviously this isn't going to fit in a box either. So it's not like I can wrap this up. This really is going to go as it is. Which again is why you kind of think it'd need to be someone local that could just knock on my doorbell like Aisha's going to do with McDonald's and buy it. Tony Clifton, an hour left and you've got 3 more beers. Life is good. Except I'm trying to bend a bit and it's not bending very well. Because I want to do the that bottom bit. And say some of the sprues are sort of, or feel softer than others and do start bending nice. But then some you start bending them and they just snap instantly. You can sing and you've made CDs. Oh wow. Awesome. Is that how come you're rich? Are you really some sort of famous singer? And Aisha Naeem is like a pseudonym, or your real name, and your singing name is obviously, well, something different. Right, so it's starting to bend. It just Steve, get the flame out. Yeah, do you know what I was going to do? Them other bits that I had to bend. Oh, yeah, it was these bits, wasn't it? I tried the flame. It was just a disaster, and it just, yeah, it was a pig's dinner. So these bits, I ended up doing what I'm doing now. I spent ages just trying to slowly manipulate the thing and bend it. Life is great. That's good to hear, Tony. That's cool. Do I think a local hobby store might want it? There are no local hobby stores where I am. As in, obviously, there would be one eventually. But local, no. I would probably have to drive at least half hour, 45 minutes to get to a hobby store. again, that's why I buy things off Amazon, because where I am, it used to be an army village, so there's not a lot here. As in shops, there's not really shops. There's obviously a few sort of the local takeaways. I think there's 4 hairdressers, 4 estate agents, 2 tattoo parlours, I think. And that's probably it. There's a Tesco's, but it's one of the smaller Tesco's. So yeah, there's not really a lot where I live. There's not a lot here, which I kind of like. It's quite a lot of open areas, bits. So basically, I'm right on the edge of South Downs Forest. So yeah, not a lot here. Look up Rita Coolidge. I sing in the same style as her. Okay. I think I've heard of the name, but I'm not too sure. Alan, after I toss it out the window, take pictures if it's survives. Well, if I did, I'm not. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say 100% I'm not going to do that, but if I don't sell it, if I sell it then great, if I don't then, it might go out the window. I would film it. I would film me throwing this out the window if that was the case. Just to see how it survived, basically. Does that add fun local hobby shop? Attach survival pictures and use it as an ad for durable plastic hobby piece. Ask for commissions. That would be quite cool. That would be funny. Well, I see the problem is because I have been asked quite a lot over the last sort of year. Well, I say a lot. About 8 times. Quite a lot, but not much. 8 times in the last year, I have been asked, do I take commissions on like building something? And I've always kind of said no. Because I think if I was to build something for someone else, I would feel under pressure to do it obviously quick and to make sure it's like right. I mean, I try and make things right anyway, but I think it's more the under pressure to do it by a certain time. Whereas I make things just for the making of it because it's fun. So yeah, to make it for someone else as a commission, I wouldn't like to do that. I know there's not a lot there, but it's a walk 3 miles for a pub. Yeah, what pubs? There's 2, 3. Although they're not really pubs. All the pubs are always like more restaurant sort of pubs. I really need to crack on with this because I'm definitely chatting too much. Literally scatter terrain. Well, that might be the thing to do. Just get a chainsaw, hack this up, and sell it off as parts. Right. Aisha's going to buy it. She's got a living room 18 by 18. Yeah, don't know, this is about 12, maybe 10, 12. So Aisha, are you posh then? Do you talk posh? Hey, these songs you do, are they on your YouTube? I tried looking you up, and there are so many Aisha Naeems. I spent ages scrolling through Aisha Naeem, and in the end I gave up. There was hundreds of you, absolutely hundreds of you. Because I was going to have a nose to see if you did any videos. Are there any videos on your... Do you have like a channel, Aisha? Or do you just have the YouTube to look at other people? Common as muck. Awesome. Okay, so I feel a bit weird if there's a posh bird outside my house with McDonald's. I'll be sort of... too many weird things going on. Am I stalking you now? Well, why not? You're stalking me every morning. I get up. You're there watching me. Luckily, I get dressed before I come on here. The entire Manta can be the battlefield. Not far off the side. I mean, you get the wings on this. Yeah, you can suddenly do some sort of like kill team. Oh, yeah, you put kill team. Yeah, kill team on here. Yeah. Right, I really feel like I am not getting much done now. I started off with lots of... Yeah, we're going to get lots done. And I'm going to get all this framework done. And it's now 11:02, and all I've got is a willy to show for it. I've not even got his nuts. That's how bad it is. Not even got the nuts. But right, I have, but there's nothing on there. But I was going to see if I could see what you sound like. Or that even maybe look like. Right. Anyway, so right, where's my picture? And oh, we got more thumbs up than watching, which is awesome. Oh, and good old number 69. Come in, your time is up. Right, what was I looking for? Oh, the picture, that was it. Right, so gauging by the heights, the levels. So I think, so this only goes up a little bit, then it's got the centre bit goes thicker or higher all the way up to the top. Kind of meets this. This kind of goes back. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, it's quite a lot of heights and bits. I think this is going to take me longer than I first thought. What I might actually do, carry on this stream till 12. I might come back on later tonight. Only because, say, during the day I want to sort of spend doing the wedding work, which is obviously the paid work. But then in the evenings I like to just sort of like chill. So I might come back this evening and carry on with this, because I really don't think I'm going to get all what I thought done, basically. So there's a fair chance, if I'm sitting here again like this evening working on this, then I might do a live stream. Or you're streaming and you know you love me. Might scoff me just to take a break from chat and focus on the build for the rest of the stream. Oh, it's okay if yes. Yeah. Well, I say, I'm definitely not going to get as much done, because I honestly thought, again, sometimes I get a bit too optimistic in what I'm going to get done. I mean, basically, because if I was sitting here and I wasn't streaming, I would have had this all done by now. Easy. So when you stream, it does take 5-10 times as long to get stuff done. But I don't mind, because obviously I say I'm having fun with you guys, and it's fun chatting, and it's lovely that you guys are there. And I say I love the hobby and community as a whole. People are just lovely. So yeah, I don't mind that it is taking me longer. And again, that's when I build things, I'm not in a rush. Sometimes if I want to get a video out that week, then maybe, but generally not, because I try and do it so I can say. That's why this build is obviously a big ongoing build. I've got other little builds that I'm doing, that I'll try and get them videos on each week. Just because I like to get a video on each week, because obviously it helps having a video on regularly, basically. Although I'm guessing doing a live stream every morning, that should help. Fingers crossed the channel. So, because guys, my plan is for this time next year, this to be my full-time job. And obviously it'd be great if I can do that. Obviously with your help, promoting my videos, sharing it, liking it, commenting, all that kind of stuff. Right, let's get back to what I was going to draw on this. I kind of want to work out, it's this bit, because this bit here looks like it's the highest bit, because this is the sort of intake exhaust thing that goes all the way back, but this is the highest bit by the looks of it. Yeah, because this kind of goes above that, that bit. Well, I don't know why there's like a gap there, because it shows it's been all one thing. Again, this is where sometimes it's difficult for me to work from things, because I literally am working from a couple of pictures. Obviously I haven't got the real thing to work from, but obviously it's not, because I don't want to spend £1,300 to buy the thing. It's just nuts amount for a vehicle in a game. Right, so tape measure. Right, so that is 17. So let's draw as I go, otherwise I'll just forget everything I'm doing. So, the other one is more like 11 and a half. It's somewhere about there. Basically, so that curve's literally only 15 from there. So yeah, it kind of goes up like that. So sorry about the lack of talking. I just want to try and concentrate and get this all down. Yeah, so this is where having a studio and obviously being able to stand up and move around and all that would make this so much easier, as opposed to sitting at a desk with a work area that is only just bigger than what you're basically building. I'm going to film that because I haven't filmed. I need to film me doing more drawings and more markings on this, I think. So even though I have just drawn that, you don't need to know that. So we can do that. And then voila, looks like I did that for the first time just then. Awesome. Man of War 665, Neighbour of the Beast. Hello, amigo. So what's... Yes, Aisha, you are distracting, because it seems to be you that I'm talking to more than anyone else. But I honestly don't mind. Distractions are good. Right. Oh, that's my check, isn't it? What's that? There, that says, oh, about 10. That one says, oh, about 10. Nice. 10. 10. Awesome. I might need to raise my seat as well, because I have my seat quite low, so the desk is like reasonably high. It makes it easier to work at. Because obviously the height now is getting higher, I'm starting to feel like I'm sitting down too low. So I'm not going to do it now, but I am going to raise my seat next time, just so I'm higher up looking down on this, as opposed to, I mean, you can't see it, but this is just out of shot. It's like literally sort of like just underneath sort of my chest. So I feel like I'm a little kid trying to like climb over the thing. So yeah, I'm going to move my seat so I am higher. It's around 1k. What's that? The price of the original one? Yeah, the Forge World one. I believe it's about 1,300, isn't it? Or was that dollars? I'm not too sure. I don't know. But yeah, it's expensive. Aisha has just sent me an email. I've got mail. Well, no, I've got a text, isn't it? I got a text. I got a text. Right. Stop messing around, John. You need to get crack on with this. Oh, pardon me. Oh yeah, guys. If you've got any sprues, please send me them. I've got a few people sending me some sprues this week. I hope they're coming up this week. I literally am getting down to my last few sprues. Yeah, it's crazy how quick my sprues are gone. So I had 2 big boxes. And when I say big boxes, the boxes were the ones that my 3D printer came in, and the other one was the wash station thingy. So yeah, big boxes. They were full of sprues. I've now got, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 sprues, as in like the sort of framed sprues. About 20 to 30 left, which really isn't much. Because this framework's going to take quite a bit, and then I need to roll out loads into panels. It's going to take quite a bit. So yeah, if you've got sprues and you don't need them, and you're happy to send them to me, obviously at your cost, please do so. Obviously I'm in the UK if you are sending them from abroad, so it might cost more. And when you send the sprues, to make it cheaper, quick, easier and smaller, I'm more than happy if you cut the sprues up into bits. As in like bits. Just because obviously it make for a smaller box. If you want to do that, that's fine by me, because obviously these are the sprues that go in the acetone into ooey gooey spruey stuff. But then I also obviously have another one of these that I have the cut up lengths in. Just because then obviously it's easier keeping them in sort of 2 piles. But yeah, any sprues, I will happily take them for this build. And even if I don't use them in this build, I am going to be doing more sprue builds, because obviously YouTube loves it when I do a sprue build. And obviously I want this to be my full-time job, so I will keep making sprue videos. So I don't mind it, it's just sometimes it'd be a whole lot easier to make things not using sprues. But hey, that's the fun, I guess, the challenge. Tony Clifton, 1300, catch me, I'm going to pass out. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It is. Although that being said, someone said yesterday that old Squidmar sold one of his things, £46,000. It's like, what's that all about? 46 grand? Who would pay that? Again, anyone rich watching, please become a patron. There's different levels patron, and there's one for £500. I just stuck in as a bit of fun. But if anyone who's like super rich watching, go and click on that one, and then I'll be able to do this full time even sooner. Slyrox1, hello to you. 40k guy, morning. It's starting to take shape now, isn't it? 40k. It's starting to take a bit of shape. Yes, because obviously it's got the nice sort of bottom bit to it as well. It's nice and sturdy. It's strong. It's the right height, size. Say I am sticking within the size it should be. It'd be a few millimeters out here and there, but hey, who's counting? Right. Anyway, let's get back. I am looking at what I'm doing, so I've got them bits done. I think, yeah, if I draw these properly, yeah, I shouldn't have really have freehanded it. I should have just gone on and done it all to proper scale straight away, really, shouldn't I? That would teach me for just rushing in and just drawing bits on here, drawing willies on here. Right. So, first things first. Yeah, so I'm happy with that as being the thing. Right. So it's going to start there and there. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, 'cause it's got a kind of weird curve before it gets to where the actual opening is. Oh, you know what? Let's make it a bit easier. We don't need them engines on it, so we'll cut them right off. So let's cut the rest off because I can make it easier. Yeah, anyone who has just joined hasn't seen any of these previous builds. This is printed out to scale to the size that it's going to be, which is obviously why I'm using it as a template. So it actually starts that little bit lower. Oh no, it doesn't. That's fine. It's there. We'll measure that bit up. Yeah, it looks right according to the picture, which is handy, and it starts there. Has anyone got a permanent pen eraser just so I can rub out these lines? Well, I might just get some sprue glue and put that over the top. Right, so that's... Yeah, seems about right. Right, we'll do the same on the other side just so I can get them nice and even. Well, that's the one thing I do like about this spaceship. It's symmetrical. I love symmetry. As much, well, I love symmetry. Sometimes asymmetrical things are quite fun and funky, but for me and my mind and how I work, and I like to be analytical and logical and all that, having something symmetrical just works well on the building, because then I know what I do with one side. Obviously the other side is just the reverse, or it flips or whatever. Right. Oh, the pen lid's gone again. Right, so that's good. That one's there. And oh, the pen lid. Oh, I haven't gone too far this time. There we go. Would a bleach pen, bleach pen. Well, saying that, if I've got a grey pen, although obviously not really going to put grey over the black, so that won't work. But yeah, I shouldn't have just jumped in and nilly-willy put some markings. I should have just waited and done it accurate the first time, I guess. But say, hey ho. Well, I say I blame it when I'm doing a live stream, because generally when I'm not live streaming, obviously I am sitting here thinking a lot more before I do stuff. Whereas on a live stream, I feel weird just sitting here thinking, because obviously you guys are sitting there watching me. It's like no pressure. And that goes. Oh, so that drawing I did wasn't a million miles out, but wasn't accurate either. So let's just go with this a bit thicker, so it does stand out. There we go. Yeah. Cool. Right. So that's that bit. I think that's all I need to worry about. So I want to try and do this front bit first. So I'm just making sure I get all these sort of things down. I say, 'cause this front bit kind of like it curves round, but then there's like slopey bits. So that's why a lot of this front bit is going to get more goo put on it, and then sort of shaped and formed into the nice smooth sort of slopes and angles that it needs to be, basically. But yeah, so I can. Yeah, so I'm not going to try and do the rest. I'm literally going to build up the front bits first, and then sort of move my way back. Yeah. Well, you just broke it there, are you? Because obviously you typed it in, so it came up orange on my screen. Rookie mistake. Yeah, because even this bit is like is all sloped. There's lots of slopey bits. Although, by the looks of it, this bit, rather than building a frame up, I'm just going to put another line of sprue on top. Because that layer isn't very tall. So there's no sort of framework as such. It would just be another layer of sprue on top, which will give it the height. And then there's another bit in the centre that kind of comes up more. While I was saying that, I could actually just glue that on top, and then job done. It's got the layer over there. Yeah, good thinking, John. It'll be a bit longer than that. Right. So if we start there. Right. Before we do that, let's measure what this is. Measure what that is, and then just cut that so it does just fit straight over. And we are looking at 5.2. Almost 5 down there. So that's got a bit smaller at the bottom. Ooh, oh, madam. Gosh. Yeah, so guys, anyone who's on now, there is, or to tell them where you are, you live in the world, there is a strong possibility I will be live streaming again tonight. Not sure when. I would have thought the earliest I would live stream would be 6. So maybe 6 or 7. I might live stream again for another hour or so. Just to say, it was my plan really to get the framework for this done now or today, so tomorrow I could start, say, cladding it in the sprue panels that I'm going to be making. Well, I'll be making them later on as well. Right, that works well. That works well. We just need a marker pen. This is going to be a little bit tricky trying to cut this obviously round. I mean, a rotary tool would cut this really well, but only when obviously this is back to being a firm plastic. At the moment, it's still soft. Well, that's going to work in my favour actually, because it's still soft. I should be able to use my scissors, so let's go a little bit lower. There's no sprue going through it. Yeah, so should be able to cut this with my scissors because it's still soft, which is pretty cool. Bosh, like that. Look at that. It's almost like someone measured it. Yeah, obviously measured it with her eyes shut, but if I use a blender, I'm not sure if he's talking to me or not there, so I'll ignore that because I'm not sure what you're asking. Cool. Right, so for this, I am going to use the cement glue, mainly because I want to get the little flamethrower going, and if Steve's still here, I know he likes that kind of thing. So do I. So give me a second, just need to go and get a little tea candle. Obviously didn't have to walk far to the kitchen, which is literally right behind my seat. Yeah, so the way, let's try and, so this is the problem, I've got no real room to show you what's going on my desk. Let's move that picture out of the way. Yeah, so obviously with the nozzles on these, they do get blocked. They get blocked really easily. And obviously the way to unblock them is to get a little flame. And what you'd normally do is obviously pull that off with a pair of little pliers, tweezers, whatever, and then hold that over the flame. I thought, oh man, it come out. The last few times I tried this, it wouldn't come out. So ignore it's come out because I want to show you the little flamethrower. So what you do is obviously you put it over the nozzle, and obviously it just heats up the glue that's in there. But what you can do is when it starts to heat up, he says, when the glue comes out, which it's not, why is it not coming out? It's not working, Steve. Oh man, it's just smoking. When you squeeze it, obviously the glue shoots out, it gets the flame, and obviously a little flamethrower. Where you going to sit? You can sit there. But for some reason, oh, it's not working. When I say little flamethrower, it literally comes out about ½ an inch. Man, I'm disappointed now because it's one of those little things in life, but it makes me laugh when it happens. For some reason, it's not playing ball. Right, so let's see if I can just try and unblock this anyway. I'm just going to unblock it the normal way. Oh, there's a little bit of a flame. Oh, maybe it's still blocked. I don't know. Right, I'm going to try once more. Just because it does make me smile. Yeah, it burned, baby, but it's not. It wasn't burning. I don't quite know why my little flamethrower wasn't playing ball. Right. Let's have another go. So I'll hold it so hopefully if it does work, you can see it. I'm trying to burn my finger. I've got, yeah, there's stuff in here. Oh, Steve, mate, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I think I might have burnt the plastics. I think the nozzle's free, but I don't know if it's burnt in the plastic. Yeah, because I'm not getting anything out. Oh, no. Man, it feels like something's blocked because I'm trying to push it, but it's not really. Well, it's smoking away, but where's the flame? Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. So it wasn't much, but I say, sometimes simple little things, simple little mind. Although, yeah, it normally goes better, but for some reason I think it's still blocked, because normally, obviously you squeeze that, the glue shoots out, but yeah, so the glue's still not coming out. I'm giving up. Had a little bit of a flame. I'm gonna use the normal glue on this because hey, this just isn't. I don't know why it's not unblocking. All I'm gonna do. I've got another bottle, but somehow this bottle hasn't got the nozzle. I don't know quite what's happened. So let's have a go at this one in this. Oh, this one also doesn't seem to have a hole. Right, is glue going to come out of this one? Oh man! I say, 'cause I haven't used these. Oh, there we go. No. there's me hyping this up. It's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it, guys? I don't know what's going on. Right, am I going to get... Yes, I can't even get glue out of the thing. Right. Enough wasting around trying to get a little flamethrower to work. It's clearly not playing ball. So, I'm going back to this glue. No flamethrower with this, unfortunately, though. Oh, I'm wrecking me little what's-its. Oh, they're all falling off. I say, I need more room. This is ridiculous. Who suggested building such a big thing? This channel is the miniature hobbyist, not the miniature huge hobbyist. Anyway. Right, back to this. I've not been reading any of the chat. Don't know what's been going on. Oh, good old Streamlabs has got Tony Clifton in the 1 minute timeout. Spamming caps. Did you go ha 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 or something? Because I know whenever people do that, they get timed out. But again, Streamlabs, he's not doing his job of asking people to like, subscribe, become a patron. All those things that he's not paid to do. So I would sack him, but he's free. Right. Well, there we go. There's a little bit I've glued on. Right, so yeah, just cover up the end bit and then we can do the framework, which is obviously the centre sort of bit. Yeah, and I say then all of this stuff here is going to have like a thin layer of sprue glue on it because it all kind of goes up at, well, angles all over the place basically. But yeah, there's going to be some on the underneath as well. It's going to be like built up a little bit. But I say for the moment I am just concentrating on the top, and then when I get that done then I'll flip her over and check out her underneath. Yeah. Cool. Right, we'll use some more of this softer one. Just because it will obviously cut well. Well, that's going to cut right on the end, isn't it? And again, the great thing with this is that any gaps anywhere, I will be going over later with the sprue glue just to sort of tidy it all up, fit it all in, and yeah, basically make it look better. Tony Clifton, 6:38 AM. You don't catch the lives much. Oh, bless. Well, I say this is kind of my normal go-to live stream time now, between 9 and 12. Pretty much as I can every day, except when the kids are obviously off school, and then I won't be able to do it sort of as much. Morning, Lisa. 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's definitely still morning though. Just very early morning. Right, so let's draw that centre line back in, because obviously that does help when I'm measuring things. So it's there and there. That makes it even worse. Now I'll draw a little line at the bottom. Gosh. Everything's getting knocked about over there, isn't it? Right, so let's get my tape measure up. This centre bit is about 26-ish. Yeah, 26. So let's have a go at 13. So it's pretty easy to work out from the outside in. Yeah, 5. Right, so slowly but surely it's getting some. Yeah, the phallic manta. It is. It's yeah. Ah, it's so rotten. It's so rude. And yet, once it's all made and everything else is there, not so much. But I think obviously because I'm highlighting this, because obviously this is the only bit I'm working on. Yeah, it does kind of obviously stand out. Very phallic symbol. Right. So again, this is going to have a framework on it. Well, it's going to have at least the base on it. And this goes back how far? It goes back about 14-ish, give or take. Army. So when you say it looks impressive, Aisha, are you talking about just the general build or the phallic symbol? I'm guessing it's the latter. So if I destroy it, I win stats. I'm not sure what stats are. Well, I know what stats are, but not in this context. Steve, it's coming along nicely. Savage Patty. Yeah, this is definitely not the Greater Good. It does look more like the Greater Wood. It's got a leak at the top. Yes. I will be glad when I start working on other bits of this, because this, yes, it's... The conversation can easily take a wrong turn here, couldn't it? Off. Cut off the old nibbly nobblies. And we'll film a little bit of this, but we'll film it in a way that it doesn't look like what it's looking like. Right, there we go. I think it's a bit of the front, because it is so small to try and bend a sprue to it. I might just do like a straight edge bit, and then with the sprue goo, because it does look like it's kind of like rounded as well, so round and sort of rounded. So let's just cut a bit to go across. It is Innuendo City. Cool. Right, so this bit definitely is higher. Well, again, this is only like twice as high as this other bit. So I'm just thinking, rather than trying to make a flimsy frame, it might just be easier getting this and double heighting it, which would be like quicker, faster, and all that kind of stuff. Especially when I've got quite a few. Oh, I haven't got that much actually. That's curved the other way. To do it or not to do it? That's the question. Because I haven't got a lot of pieces left over actually. I think I might just build a frame, only because I'm running out of the thicker panels. So just in case I haven't got enough. Right, let's go a quick little tidy up because there's bits all over my desk. Can anyone read the comments in the stream, in the video? No, I must admit, I might get rid of that bit. Because the idea was to obviously have the comments like, ooh, where am I? Comments down below here, so they could be read. But obviously they are too small, because basically I made the screen bigger so you can see a bigger area of where I'm working, and obviously my face smaller. I thought it'd be just a good idea to have like the comments down below, but say you can't really see them, I don't think. So I might put something else there. What? I'm not too sure. I mean, I might put like a list there of like top donators, or anyone who subscribes, or I don't know. I might change it. Yeah, guys, if you've got any ideas of what I could put in this bit down below me, let me know. Yeah, and I might change it. The Forlec using the full screen and cinema mode for the girth. Well, I shouldn't really be holding it like that because that doesn't help either, does it? Right, so what was I going to do? I was going to build it up with, yeah, a little bit of a framework, but say, again, it's not that high. Right, I need to get Photoshop up. Because obviously going back to this, my original drawing, I've got this in Photoshop, and I've got it set to the right sort of size. So I want to measure what that bit there is, just so I can make sure this is, give or take within sort of millimeters, the right height. So yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, as we've literally got 11 minutes left, which isn't long, I'm going to have a little tidy up for starters, just because it's a mess on my desk. There's bits everywhere. And yeah, I don't like all that. So yeah, guys, I'm not saying 100%, but there is a fair chance I'm going to live stream later. So I'm going to do some proper work now for the next sort of good few hours. And so I really kind of wanted to get a lot of the framework of this done today, so I can start paneling it tomorrow. But again, if I don't, I'm not upset, because say, I'm having fun just chatting with you guys. So it doesn't bother me that I'm not getting done what I thought I was going to get done, because I'm having fun, and that's the whole thing with this project, is having fun. Or the whole thing with the hobby is having fun. But if I do live stream later, the chances are it might be 6 o'clock for a couple of hours, just for me to try and get this done. But we'll see. Again, depending on how I'm feeling, because sometimes if I feel a bit like I've got a headache or whatever, then it's easier for me to obviously build this and just watch a movie or have something on in the background. Because obviously doing a lot of chatting does take it out of me sometimes, because I don't normally chat much. I'm quite a quiet guy normally. Just seems to be when I live stream, because obviously I'm sitting here chatting to myself basically, because there's no one really here. Obviously you're there, but here there's no one. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Got a little bit done, I guess. At least, again, it's starting to take more shape now. Even with the willy jokes aside, it is starting to look more like the TauManta, which is good. Yeah, and so what I'm going to be doing, obviously, once I have started getting some more of these front bits on, I'm going to get the ooey gooey stuff, or the goo sprue, and basically put it on here, and then just like flatten it out, but get the angles, because basically all of this sort of comes up but goes towards obviously this bit I've just done. And there's some bits on here that I might actually try and snip off first, obviously, because where the panels are, obviously I've left all the nibbly knobbly bits on. So obviously looking from that way, you can see obviously all these end bits I've left on, and obviously some of them are protruding up. So rather than trying to sand them, it's kind of easier just to come along and give them a bit of a snip. And that'll obviously help sort of get the whole thing roughly the same sort of level. So when I do go over with a sprue goo, I haven't got to go too thick with it. And yeah, so all this front bit here will have sprue goo on it, just to sort of flatten it out, smooth it out. Obviously I'll be doing it as smooth as I can, but then once this is all done, then just going over the whole thing with some sandpaper, just to make sure it's lovely and smooth, basically. Aisha, no, don't be a good girl. No one likes good girls. Prefer naughty girls, flirty girls. Obviously they're not that naughty, they're going to go around sort of like shooting people naughty. But yeah, flirty Gertie from number 30 is cool. Not that you'd want to be called Gertie, that's like an old fashioned name. Right, so yeah, I am going to finish off here. obviously, yeah, because yesterday I went over by about 16 minutes. So going early today by, well, 7 minutes isn't much. Yeah, I honestly thought I was going to get more done. But I'm pleased with what I have got done, as in these side bits are all done. And yeah, it's going to start taking sort of shape now. Obviously still lots to do, because I know someone asked yesterday, how many live streams do I reckon this is going to take? I would say my plan is to keep working on this every day this week. And ideally at the end of this week, again this is probably optimistic, if I can have the whole of this centre bit done, I would be happy. As in all of this blocked out and ooey gooey stuff to smooth out the bits. Obviously not it's sanded, because I'd want to leave this for at least 4 or 5 days once I put the goo on before I sand it. Because even now, I mean this was done obviously 2 days ago. But if I try to sand this, I don't know how well it would sand. Like the top layer would sand really well, but then underneath it might still be soft. I mean, it doesn't feel it, but when obviously you get the friction going with the sand in, it might. So yeah, so my plan by the end of this week is to have this whole, the top done, that is, not the underneath, just the top fully done with all the bits and pieces, all the levels, all the sprue goo all over it, so it's as smooth as I can get it with sprue goo. And then the plan then is to obviously leave this, then go onto the wings, because then that gives this a good sort of 4 or 5 days it needs to dry, and then I can come back to this and give it a good old sanding. That's the plan. Obviously things change, things pop up, real life comes in, other stuff might happen, who knows. But that's my plan, is to get the top bit of this done by the end of this week in the live streams. Before I let you know, I'm not keeping count of any of the sprues because I've used so many, and because I cut up so many. The only thing I am obviously going to do is once this is all done, I'm going to weigh it. And then purely by the weight, you should be able to work out roughly, obviously, how many sprues are in it. Because obviously there's nothing else going in this other than sprues and glue. And obviously the glue's not going to weigh, well, if I use the whole of that, then it's going to weigh 50 grams. But yeah, I'm going to weigh it at the end, so that'll give a good indication of how many sprues are in this, because obviously of the weight of the total thing. But yeah, I'm going to finish off here, guys. I hope you've had fun. I've had fun. It's always good chatting to you lot. Yeah, that's it really. Thanks for being there, I guess. Yeah, so if I don't stream tonight, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, I will be here. Basically, every morning this week, guys, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I will be here, just because I'm going to be here. Right, quickly gonna have a look, see if there's anything anyone's asked, because I may have missed something. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything. Am I ready? And do I think those paint heating irons would smooth stuff out? Paint heating irons. Are you talking about like an old-fashioned iron, like just an iron-made iron that you heat up, and then if you're talking about that, I wouldn't know. The problem is when it gets hot, obviously it just sticks to anything. So I doubt that would work, but I'm not sure. Who knows? Paul Morris literally just joined. Paul, what can I say? I've been here for 3 hours. I've done little to nothing. No, I've done quite a bit. Doesn't always look it sometimes, but I've done quite a bit. Last quick thing, anyone here who hasn't given this a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got nothing else to do today, or you're having YouTube in the background, please go and click on one of my playlists and just let it run. Walk out of the room, go do your shopping, walk the dog, whatever. Stick one of my playlists on and just let it run. Be much appreciated. And hit the thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, guys, I am going to log off now. I am going to do the old face covering, the main covering, and then once I know it's kind of got to a stage where, because basically whenever I look on my screen or when I talk, you guys kind of see me about 15 seconds after I've actually spoken. It's kind of a bit of a time delay going on. So yeah, and now I'm just waffling. So bye, guys.